Hi everyone, and welcome to my tutorial again today. I'm Chidi, and on today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how to do this 3-cup styling, but this very one I'll be teaching the bust caging and the modesty panel. This is invisible boning, and there are loads of other techniques that are in this tutorial, but I won't be going into all of them. I will just treat the modesty panel and the bust caging. That is the modesty panel that is there covered with cord lace. Okay, I'll be showing you how to structure an advanced modesty panel like that. That modesty panel is actually net, but it is structured. I'll show you how this is done. Just make sure you don't cut the video short at any point so that you will understand everything I did to arrive at this. Okay, I will also be treating bust caging. Okay, so right here I have the front pattern. The lower part, the midriff, is cut with net, plain white net. I finally covered it with cord lace. You can see the 3-cup style there and the yoke. Okay, so I will be showing you how this can be caged. I mean the cup styling. Now here is the back pattern. The modesty panel is there. That is the white fabric that you can see there. That is this, the modesty panel. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how you can structure the modesty panel. Here we have the modesty panel, and I want to start the structuring. All right, I want to start the structuring of this modesty panel. I'm measuring 1.5 inches round this modesty panel. This is to control where my boning is going to end. Okay, so watch closely to understand. I'm marking 1.5 inches. I marked up and down there 1.5 inches. Okay, 1 inch is also okay. It's just because I was considering whether it's too long, whether to shorten it and all that. So I had to take it up to 1.5. Just in case I want to shorten it, I can easily do that. Now see my casing. Okay, the casing, I want to make the casing for my boning. All right, my boning is 1/2 inch, so you ensure that the casing is about 1.5 inches. You just add 1 inch to the measurement of your boning. What I have there is ridgeline bone, and I've gone ahead to measure this. Okay, you can see what I am doing to ensure that after forming the casing that it will fit snugly to my casing. Now I'll put this as a cross on the modesty panel. So watch closely to understand. I'm going ahead to sew this fabric close. Okay, after sewing it close, just as you can see me do, the next thing to do is to turn it over. Okay, so I'm going ahead to use my pin to turn over this casing that I just formed. Okay, turn it over and then you go ahead and press. Please be very watchful to understand. I've turned it over, so I'll go ahead and iron this casing. Okay, I've ironed it, and the next thing to do is to put my boning inside it. This is actually a ridgeline bone. That is what I am using for this. You can still use plastic bone or steel bone, but what I'm using for this very project is the ridgeline bone. All right, right now I want to locate the length, to measure the length that I will be needing. The first thing to do with that ridgeline is to cover the tip. You cover with the tip with masking tape, then you open up the loop before you put in your ridgeline. Right here I'm covering the tip with masking tape. Okay, and I'm going ahead to put it inside the casing that I have formed and ironed. Okay, go ahead and do the same. Now this is my boning, is already in casing. Okay, boning in casing. I've formed the second one because I want to do something like a crisscross on that net modesty panel. All right, watch what I'm doing and how I'm going to stitch it on the net. Watch closely so that you don't miss any part of it. All right. So right here, I'm going ahead to stitch the modesty, the boning encasing in place. I've stitched one side first. Watch closely to see exactly what I am doing. All right. I'm going ahead to stitch the second side of this boning, and that's that. Beautiful. Cut every thread so that thread will not be all over your project. When you sew, you cut. Then if it's where you need pressing, you press. That is the rule, okay? So right here, I'm stitching the second casing. I've stitched one side first, just as I did the first time, and I'm going ahead to stitch the second time. Please be attentive and don't break this video at any point so that you will understand everything that I did. All right? If this is your first time of coming to my channel, you're welcome. Do well to subscribe and be part of this wonderful family. I share lovely tutorials often, and I'm sure that you will not regret it. Please guys, if you like my video, go ahead and click the like button. Also comment and share so that others will get to see this tutorial. Thank you. So I'm going ahead to fold this net. I'm folding the edges, okay? After stitching the bone, you use the excess net at the tip to fold the bone. You know, I had 1.5 inches there, so I used it to fold over to finish up that edge, and also is lying on top of the boning after stitching. Okay, now I've finished my modesty panel, and this is what I have. Okay, this is where you'll be joining it to the fabric. When you join it to your cloth, it will lie flat. When you iron this, please be careful so that you don't burn your net. You can also use your hand and actually shapen the ridgeline as you want. You know, it's something that you can move the way you want. So here I have my cup. I've stitched the two parts that are down. So I'll go ahead and bring the third part and stitch, but this is not where I'm doing the boning. I'm just trying to make you understand the process. Okay, this is the third part, making it the three-cupped styled corset. Okay, I will do this same stitching on the lining because I've already cut the lining and stabilized it with cloth gum. Okay, I stabilized this one with haste, but I stabilized the lining with cloth gum. I've stitched the lining and I have drawn my boning lines. Watch closely how I drew it. Yes, I drew round the cup, as you can see me describe. Okay, so just watch how I am going to fix this bone, and you will understand perfectly how the line I drew is. Maybe it's faint and you cannot see it very well, but watch closely and you will see where I am putting these bones, and you will understand how I drew the lines. I also gave space for my stitching allowance, yes, so that it won't be a problem when I am joining this to the rest of the pattern. So I've done a U shape there, okay, like a bra under wire. I just stitched one side, the side close to the sewing allowance. All right, you will not close the other side now. Watch, I am stitching boning to the upper side of the cup right now. Watch closely to see what I am doing. Okay, I'm stitching just one side too, the side closer to the sewing allowance. So the other side is open because I'll be fixing other bonings in it. You see, this is how I'm going to direct the next boning. I've moved it inside the opening there, and I'll go ahead and stitch this at the middle, just as you can see me do. Okay, go ahead and do yours like that. Watch what I am doing, how I am curving this bone. Ensure you curve yours too. That curving makes the bone to sit very, very well. It makes the bone to sit properly and the cup to have a very beautiful shape. Take note of every bit of the thing I am doing. Okay, so right now I'm stitching the second side of this very one I stitched now. Note that the other first two that I used to run round the cup, I left one side open. Okay, now I'm going ahead to stitch the middle boning. Watch how I am fixing it inside the opening that is in the other boning that I stitched. So I'll go ahead and stitch this at the middle, just as you can see me do. Ensure you do yours like that too. Okay, taking measurements and ensuring you are fixing it the way I'm fixing it. Okay, great, great. Okay guys, so I'm going ahead to stitch the next one. These bonings that are stitched in between, following the lines that I drew, I am stitching all of them inside right now on the two sides. It's only the ones that are around the cup that I stitched on one side, so that I will use it and cage the rest of the boning. All right, watch closely to see what I am doing. This is a very light boning. This is how I want it. I don't want my boning to be too much. All right, if you like, you can add more to yours, but this is just how I want mine. So having fixed all of them, I'm going ahead to now close the second side of the bonings that are around the cup. I hope you understand. Go ahead and do yours like that, and it will come out beautifully. Okay, you can see how beautiful my cup is appearing right now. You can see how beautiful it is. Okay, I'll go ahead and use haystay to flesh it. Right here, I'm on my ironing bay. That is my bust ham. I've kept my bust cup, the caged cup, on it. So I will go ahead and flesh it. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm measuring the cup. Okay, it's 9 inches roughly on both sides. I will use it and measure out the haystay that I will be needing for this project. Watch closely. I folded my haystay once. I'm folding it again, measuring it to ensure that it's within the 9 inches range, so that it will be enough to flesh my cup. Okay, so the idea here is to layer this haystay about 6 layers or 8 layers on top of this caged cup. Okay, watch closely. I'm dividing it into separate pieces. I don't want any of the pieces to be joined together. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, I've kept my caged bust cup in place, and I'm placing my haystay one after the other, ensuring that the gummy part is facing down while the smooth part is facing up. Okay, note this. The gummy part is facing down and the smooth part is facing up. I've plugged my iron, so I will go ahead and gummy to this. Okay, my iron is a dry iron. My steam iron isn't handy right now anyway, so I'm using my dry iron, but I can assure you that steam iron is the best to do this with. All right, use your steam iron. Mine is far. I wouldn't go down to go and get it from where it is, so I decided to continue with the dry iron. All right, but use your steam, it makes it work faster and smoother and better. Okay, so I'm trimming out the excess here because where I want it to cover is the caging. Okay, don't trim it that it will expose the caging. No, just trim it, let it be smoothly covered and enough. Just watch what I'm doing, you will understand. Besides what I'm saying, watch what I am doing. Also observe the sort of dart I made under the bust. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Observed how I made a sort of, yes, that is what I'm using, that hairstay to flatten. I did a sort of dart under the cup. Okay, beautiful. So I finished fleshing my cup. I'll go ahead and do that for the second cup. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that for the second cup. Just take a look and you will see that the one that I have fleshed is already looking absolutely beautiful. I also brought my fabric and placed on it. See how fine it's looking. Wow. See how fine is already looking. So this is how to do your bust caging. All right, I decided to treat this. I have also transferred it to the table, my work table. You can see how beautiful it's already looking, guys. And this is the final project, looking lovely. In the next tutorial, I'll be treating the rest of what is left of this tutorial. Do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you will be the first to know when I post this tutorial. All right, do well to like, comment, subscribe, like and comment if you really enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one. Bye.